Good morning, America, and good morning, everybody from every country in the world. This is your friend, Dr. Turi, with some weird news again, cosmic news again. All right, the title of this newsletter is, of this video and newsletter is A Harbinger for Trump? Question mark. The last full moon of the decade will happen on 12/12 at exactly 12/12. Oh, wow, mathematics. But if you remember, before this article came out, to those of you who paid attention and listened to my last video, I said, be ready for cosmic news. That's part of the usual Uranic, shocking, unusual cosmic news. There goes your cosmic news. Something weird is happening with the upcoming full moon, which depict obviously something very important has to happen with our president impeachment proceeding. All right, now let me tell you something, my friends. If you already read the article, you will know that I have been digging into the moon. Oh my gosh, all the way from when I started to teach in 1985. And I believe, if I'm right, I did produce my first moon power in 1995, and then on for many years after that. And all those books, of course, are available on Amazon.com. Sad enough, you know the story, or maybe you don't. But if you don't, when I was signed up by the Truth Seeker in San Diego, California, with Jordan Maxwell and David Icke and John Rappaport, the only thing they did for me was to publish my 1998 Moon Power. Actually, you have a copy of that book in the newsletter. When they spend, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of Mr. David Icke. But hey, that is how it is. And the sad reality is, if you decide to invest in any of my books, please don't go to Amazon, okay? Go and get my books from my website so you reward my intellectual property. Well, you know, what I'm trying to tell you here is that anything and everything that comes from the moon was given to me by my grandmother when I was about, I don't know, maybe 8 years old. I remember I used to go and visit her in her house. And in the back of the house, there was a demolished house that was bombarded by the German, and the entire area was used to, raise pigs and chickens and ducks and all sorts of things, including goats. I remember it was absolutely wonderful. And my grandma used to say, you know what, Louis, watch the moon. There's a lot in the moon. I had no idea what she was talking about during those days. Then many, many years later, I was invited on the William Shatner TV shows, where you could see me being kind of wondering what my grandmother was doing. Of course, she didn't have the tool that made that for the video, but she was looking at the stars and she was writing a few things down, and she was planting and telling me to be careful with the moon. So this is how it actually all started as far as the moon is concerned. Little did I know that at the age of 6 years old, I would start to get harassed by extraterrestrials who used to doing regular abduction when I was in the attic. Remember, I was ADHD. I was really, really handful. And I spent a lot of hours in this attic, dealing with those extraterrestrials. I didn't know that then that I had to go through 4 more fifth-kind UFOs experiences. So all the details are to be found in many of my radio shows and some of my TV shows. But there is a little bit more about the moon than what you really think, or what this writer um, enunciates. You know, I think, as mentioned in the newsletter, his attention to detail is so phenomenal that he tends to lose the entire forest looking at a tree. Instead of writing about astrology, his UCI, his unique celestial identity, it seems to be designed to delegate with mathematics, or more appropriately, with astronomy, no astrology. Astrology is an art, and like Nostradamus, we didn't have a computer or a watch 500 years ago. You got to use intuition, you got to use symbolism, you got to use your own UCI, and you got to have the gift. As I said many times before, you ain't got to teach Mozart or Beethoven to play piano, or Michael Jackson to sing and dance. You got to have the gift. It works in every aspect of the human experience, not just in astrology. But the point I'm trying to make here is, while this person a few days ago generated this newsletter, okay, Dr. Turi, when was it? Back in 2013, I was already writing quatrain about what I was seeing that was coming to curse the world. And this is why I said, the legacy of Hitler would come and curse the world, and God nowhere to stop fire. And then you got all this fire, in California, in Australia, and my latest prediction, of course, from coast to coast, saying that's going to kill a lot of wildlife. And you could see it. A lot of these very precious animals in Australia being cooked and dying by the hundreds, if not the thousands. Then I took this quatrain and I thought, okay, this happened, so there is another one. And then on January 26, 2015, that was before the election of President Trump, I wrote another quatrain. Prepare month of blooming June, icy December. White moon, ninth day, speak. Evil spirit of Hitler legacy challenged. Cosmic God may grace humanity. That is a quatrain that I wrote in 2015. I knew that President Trump was born with the tail of the dragon, which is a very negative energy, into the sign of Sagittarius, that controls anything and everything that deals with foreigners, foreign land, foreign affairs, the law, and the pet world. That's why he has no dogs in the White House. He doesn't like dogs. My friends, when I saw that, I thought, oh my God. This is very negative for the future of America. We're going to lose our foreign friends. Little they know then that I was right. Look what happened. Look how it happened. This tail of the dragon is not only eliminating our good friends in Europe, in Australia, wherever, but it's also attracting our enemies. I saw that. I was pretty insecure, and I said, how am I going to let the world know? How am I going to translate the stars and fate of our president? And how am I going to tell that because we have elected a president with such a negative set of stars involving foreigners and foreign affairs, we have to pay the penalty? So I took the example of the German people who have elected Hitler with a negative dragon state in Capricorn. Capricorn was politics. And then you could see the result. Millions and millions of people were destroyed, eliminated, burned, because the tail in Capricorn is the last person you want to put in power. About 2 years ago, when I wrote my 2019 Nostradamus Dragon Forecast, I thought, okay, Capricorn rules England. Capricorn rules the snob, the rich, the member of the GOP, or politics in general, and our president. I said, all these people are going to climb the mountain. They're going to work years and years, all their life, to get at the top, to control our destiny. And many of them are going to fall down Since then, my friend, how many of them are now rotting in jail? Not to forget what happened to England when I said the royal will suffer, not just the country with Brexit, but the royal. We're talking about Prince Andrew and the kids. All of them have a lot of Capricorn. I did the stars of all those kids, of all those royals. And I knew when this tail of the dragon was going to curse the world and will be directly on top of England and the royals and all on top of the politicians. Look at the circus, my friends. Look at what's going on right now as I'm speaking to you, as your honor president is taking his whole long way down plunge from this high success and control and power, being crushed down through all the proceedings that are taking place with his impeachment. Look at what's going on with America. We are so split. You know, like those UFO speakers who have told you for years, there is UFO base in the moon. They are under the Antarctica. They are talking to the government. They are delegating with technology. Those people cannot change their tunes. The same goes with all those politicians, my friend. They cannot change their tune. If Trump goes down, they go down with him. So they have to fight to the death. Doesn't matter what they're going to use. Truth, fact, imagination, deception, misinformation, spying, God knows what. What you have to understand that there is such a thing called karma. Not a single human being on this planet will ever be able to escape karma. Doesn't matter if you're a beggar in the street or if you are President Trump on top of the world. For every single action, for every single word that you say, you're going to have an equal reaction. It's the law. What you're looking at now is what I saw many years ago. And you cannot deny it because there is dates. It's published. And that's what makes Dr. Turi different. At the same time, I'm not saying, yeah, yeah, I'm the best. Whoa, follow me. No, get it, my friend. It's my commitment to the truth, my commitment to the cosmic jurisdiction, my commitment to God cosmic design. And all this wonderful, magnificent knowledge is being stolen from you by the reptilians infected religious matrix who tells you if you delegate with Dr. Turi and astrology, you're going to go to hell, not knowing you're already in hell in your stupidity. Or, oh, this is pseudoscience. That's the reptilians infected scientific community. Both of them do not know what's going on. The supreme cosmic wisdom has been lost over the century. It survived through people like me. I'm not the only one. There is plenty gifted astrologers, psychic, and spirituals out there, not just me. I happen to be a little bit more dedicated than those people, might be a little bit more precise. That's why I put the green where my mouse is, giving you quatrains that are undeniable. Yet 99.9.5% of the world has no clue of what's going on. The evil energy of those nasty reptilian entities are putting a lot of people in power. They're breaking the walls. They are making sure they get the money, the support, the endorsement to put them right there so you can be deceived. But there is Dr. Turi and the Draconis behind me to help me and my good, powerful friends that are starting to break those walls and helping me to reach a stage so that I can pass on more of this obvious information that so many people have a problem to assimilate, digest, or even accept. You know, as I said many times before, when you have been indoctrinated and you have been listening to only one side of the coin, and referring now to either the Republicans or the Democrats or all the UFO speakers in Dr. Turi, see, when you have been indoctrinated in one face of the coin with one type of information, you're going to find very, very difficult to acknowledge something different. Like this stupid guy who emailed me, he said, well, get me out of your mailing list once you learn anything about the reptilians. You can talk to me. First of all, the true names is not reptilian. Draco told me they are called the reptilians. Okay, and you can't confound or mix up the draconis, the positive group of extraterrestrials, with the draconians, which are part of the reptilian group of negative extraterrestrials. There's only two groups of extraterrestrials, the good and the bad ones, and as many names as you heard, read, or imagine, whatever. What I'm trying to tell you, my friends, those entities are very, very active. The good news is that even though they kill a lot of us, it is not part of their agendas to get rid of us. Getting rid of us is starving to death because they need our fears. They need chaos. They need misinformation, abuse, greed, porn, entertainment, drugs, legal or illegal. They need the forces of evil to maintain their darkness, while the draconians are doing totally the opposite and stimulate the mind and creativity of beautiful, giving, loving, artistic people. They use the forces of the sun. The draconians use the plutonic and negative forces of darkness. It's all about the yin and yang, positive, negative, up and down, the front, the back. Tomorrow, yesterday, male, female. Okay? Remember, 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 feet, 2 sides of the brain. You're like a battery. You're symmetrical. One side of yourself is controlled by the reptilians, the reptilian mind. The other side is controlled by the draconians mind. My slideshow is giving you all the information in great detail and more. Hopefully, I will be speaking, like I hope, at the contact in the desert. Not sure yet, because I don't know why some people there think I don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm not scientific enough, or I make it all up. I don't know. I've had a little bit of a problem trying to make them aware I'm real. Maybe the person in charge has an inferiority complex, and the person in charge does not know me. Person in charge has a UCI, does not relate to me, and regardless, if I dance on my head and give as much proof as I can, that person would never sign me up. That's how it works. There are people that you can never connect with. And if these people have a position of power to bypass that nasty negative reptilian energy that stops me to bring the light and new information, you got to have a lot of luck or good friends. You know, remember, friends bring wishes. When you are nasty to your friends or your family member, for that matter, and you lose a friend, you lose a wish. That's why it's important to baby your friends and be nice to people, because you don't know when you're going to have to knock at their door. I have one friend, only one, after 40 years in America. His name is Tom. He's my webmaster. You know what? I bought this new computer. There was a lot of things that I wanted to do, and I'm not smart enough, technologically speaking, to do it. And he works for the government into security. God thanks, because my website's been hijacked so many times. Since he's in charge and becomes my webmaster and my guardian angel, literally, my website is cool. No problem. So, Tom, thank you, brother. I know he's watching. So, again, my friends, do not assume anything because you react to my delivery. If I'm confident, if I'm sure of my supreme cosmic wisdom, and I prove it on top of that, you should not feel insecure. And some people feel jealous. Forget about being insecure about me having such a knowledge. Instead, get it. I'm giving it to you for free. Enjoy it and grow with it and do what I do. I am not God. Like any of my students, if you take the time to raise your own cosmic consciousness, you will be able to understand God's cosmic design, realize Jesus' cosmic initial ministry outside of the junk of all the religion that were created by the reptilians for chaos. Because in case you do not know, religions have killed more people than all the wars, all the disease, and all the natural disaster combined together. 875 different religions have come to the top. ISIS and the caliphate. Believe me, give you a chance. If those guys get in charge, you wouldn't breathe for long. You would undergo through horrific death because they are all infected by the reptilians and they have no clue of what's going on. When I am here trying to explain moon power outside of conventional science, okay, it is not an accident for that full moon to take place December 12th at 12:12 a.m. Okay, this is according to the Farmer's Almanac. Is mathematics, is mostly rational, is scientific, and to my own personal wisdom, this is astronomy in its beauty. It is astronomy. It is numbers. While I'm using a software that is designed to see the stars like Nostradamus used to do 500 years ago without a watch or a computer, okay, I'm repeating myself. Astrology is a science. It has rules, it has discipline, it has structure. And in fact, it is the mother of all science. But it is mostly an art. You don't delegate with the universal mind, with numbers. If you want to dwell with the human spirit and its cosmic design. You deal with number if you're NASA, and if you want to make sure you sign the shuttle and you use all the progressive magnetics energy that evolve around those stars. And this is why NASA is endlessly discovering new planets every single day, knowing there are trillions and billions and quadrillions of planets out there. You know, they're going to have a lot of things to talk to you about to amuse you. But for God's sake, what is this giving you? What do you gain? Entertain them. I understand that because there is so much values in science. Looking through the Hubble telescope, looking at the marvelous design of God's cosmic design, it's absolutely mind-boggling and beautiful. Thank you, science, for giving us that opportunity to see the universe through the Hubble telescope and see God in action through his creation. It's absolutely mind-boggling. But what do you get? Is that going to help you to avoid signing a contract during the wrong time, or taking a trip or a cruise and coming back totally constipated and sick for weeks to go? Science is beautiful, and it dwells with the physical world and is rational, critical thinking. While the soul of the cosmos, or what I'm delegating and talking about, or the cosmic code jurisdictions, has a much more divine critical purpose. And that is to make you aware of how God has designed you and how you respond to the outside subtle forces making up our solar system. You need to remember, God never came down and wrote no books. He never wrote the Bible. Men did, because they were stimulated and influenced by the reptilians, like they influence scientists to weaponize the weather or create nukes. They stimulate the mind of these early priests with imagination and deception. Because you know what, 2,000 years ago, I don't think people were very smart. They were a bunch of idiots. They couldn't write, they couldn't read. So they had to tell them stories or something they could understand. You know, something like the 10 Commandments. But if you really want to dig into the complexity and the subtle power of the soul of the cosmos, my friend, you got to put some energy like I did. I'm 70 years old and I'm still learning. There's so much that you have to gain from my cosmic teachings. I can see the numbers coming up slowly but surely, because I know what I'm talking about, and I know most of you are not stupid. You can read the quatrain, you can read my prediction, you can watch my video, and when I talk about cosmic news, and the next thing you know, this guy is writing about 12, 12, 12, 12. You know, talking about that, in 2012, there was some crazy people out there, so-called prophet wannabe, who think they are the reincarnation of Edgar Casey. Wilcock, stuck on top of a mountain, people watching him screaming, it's the end of the world, we are gonna go, it's finished. He has no cosmic consciousness. So he changed his tune. When I was on the other side lecturing, saying, you know, 2012 is the beginning of a new cosmic consciousness for the world. There is not the end of the world. The world will never end. There is no big meteorite that are going to come and end this planet. No. Jupiter was set by the Draconis to take care of that. Remember, Jupiter is the biggest planet you can have in our solar system. It's so big that its gravitational forces are set to attract any debris that could end life on Earth. This has been already proven with the Shoemaker comet a few years that crashed on Jupiter. That's why Jupiter was put as the biggest planet in our solar system. That's why it's called in Greek mythology the Great Protector. Oh, there are comets that are going to go through, but they're not going to be too big. They won't be going on Jupiter. They're going to come here. You can see the crater next door here in Arizona. You know what, my friends? There's so much out there that so many cosmic and conscious people have told you. They crystallize this wisdom, their wisdom, educated wisdom, into a book that became accepted by the majority as reality and as the only sole truth. Dr. Turi says, no, there is more. There's much more. And that's why you're here. That's why you're listening. Because you want to know more. You're curious. You're smart. You're superhuman. Every single day, I'm letting you know a little bit more of what's going on with the marvelous design of God's cosmic wheel, so to speak. One thing you have to remember, regardless of what science said, regardless of what religion says, regardless of what I said, all the reptilians, the part of God in you is stronger. So you can control your destiny, because ultimately it comes down to the truth. The truth is the future is nothing else than the reincarnation of your thoughts. I repeat myself again. Your future is nothing else than a reincarnation of your thoughts. So keep them clean, keep them positive, be part of the solution. Don't feed the reptilians with fear, insecurity, greed, God knows what. that every single negative thought that comes out of your head was induced by the reptilians. You're not aware of it. I'm trying to make you aware of it. This is going to be probably the hardest thing you will ever have to do, to keep a positive attitude, to have hopes for the future, to make sure, would it be science or religion, do not destroy this planet, because that will not be allowed. It is not part of the reptilians or even the especially the Dracon's agenda to destroy this planet. There's so much more that I want to tell you, and that will come on when I do my present my UFO slideshow. Again, hopefully contacted the desert. I'm already signed up on other UFO conference for 2020. And I will let you know the development of if I will be speaking there or not. If I'm not, I will still be there helping the people that God will put on my path that needs to understand what it means to be human and understand their fates. So for now, my friends, this 12/12 lunation is definitely marking, and mark my words, the beginning or the end of something very, very important, not only for President Trump, but also for you. And you will know in which specific area of your life, if you become a cosmic coder and read one of our forecasts, particularly the daily guidance and forecast, where I talk about every full moon and every new moon in every single sign. So at a personal level or the universal level, this 12/12 has a lot of information for you. Then by showing me that you endorse my work and you support my work, you become a VIP and you join another, I don't know, many. Might have about 1,000 people on that specific groups, but I know I'm close to 10,000 people who have signed up now in the Cosmic Code and getting direct information from me in their private mailbox. One more thing that's important. Right at the beginning of this newsletter, you have that thing that flash, on air. Take the time to listen to that radio show. The Phantom Perspective Revolution Radio show that I did. And guess what? I give the date of 12/12, just in case you don't know. So go and listen to what I said for 12/12. Until then, my friend, same old story. Make it a beautiful life. Be positive. Click you like Dr. Turi. Join my YouTube channel. Talk about it. Be part of the solution. We love you, people. God bless you. Talk to you again.